Cubs baseball on CSN Chicago is presented by State Farm. It is a chilly night at the ballpark, and the Cubs hope to get in the win column here in Game 2 of this 7-game homestand after a 10-2 loss to the Phillies last night. Great to have you with us from beautiful Wrigley Field. Jim DeShays and Len Casper, and it's been the first inning woes that have really hit the Cubs here early this season.
Yeah, last night for Brett Anderson, he gave up a 4 spot in the first, 3 more in the second. But he's not the only one. Just about every Cubs starter has struggled out of the gate so far this year. They've allowed 32 first-inning runs, most in Major League Baseball. You see the other numbers, opponents hitting .342 against them in the first, and on you go. It was not an issue for this team last year, but so far this year it has been.
We've got opening day starters on the mound tonight. For the Cubs, it will be left-hander John Lester. He has pitched much better than his record, and he loves pitching here.
Yeah, last 12 starts at Wrigley Field going back to last year, 9-0 with a 1.30 ERA. 2 starts this year, 13 innings, just 1 run allowed for Big John. Jeremy Hellickson off to a great start. He's 4-0 with the Phillies, one of the best ERAs in all of baseball. You take a look at his last 10 road starts. This will be his first ever start here at Wrigley Field.
So Game 2 of a 4-game series and a 7-game homestand. Last night in the rain, the Phillies hit the ball with authority, but Javier Baez and the Cubs hope to come back and win tonight. Cubs hosting the Phils next. We get to come to Wrigley Field. It's overcast, it's cool, but it is dry as the Phillies and Cubs get ready for Game 2. And just a few moments ago, pretty neat moment on the field right behind home plate. Chris Bryant receiving his 2016 National League Most Valuable Player award. That plaque handed to him by the 1984 NL MVP, Hall of Famer Ryne Sandberg. Chris and his wife Jessica taking some pictures with that trophy. Phillies Southwest starting lineup. They put up a 10 spot last night. Hernandez, Altair, and Herrera at the top. Franco, Saunders, and Joseph in the middle. Big hit of the game was the Joseph 3-run blast in the first inning. Galvis, Rupp, and Hellickson will round it out.
How about we check in with the Cubs defensively, see who's where tonight. And there you see it. Kyle Schwarber's in left. Jason Hayward's going to play center tonight. Ben Zobrist moves out to play right. Baez and Russell up the middle. Bryant and Rizzo on the corners. Wilson Contreras is behind the plate. And our Lexus starting pitcher is Big John Lester. Lexus experienced Amazing. John still looking for that first win. Got off to a great start. First 3 starts was lights out. Last 2 on this most recent road trip, he scuffled a little bit. It all adds up to 0-1 with a 3.68 ERA. 2 starts against the Phillies last year, and he dominated them. He won them both on an 0.63 ERA. 8 shutout innings in Philadelphia last summer, the last time he faced this club.
Toby Basner will work home plate tonight. Mike Estabrook at first, Chicago native Dan Bellino at second, and the crew chief Marvin Hudson over at third.
Hernandez, switch hitter, good bunter. Have to respect that. So they'll pinch at the corners.
The big lefty John Lester to the plate, and we're underway. Strike 1 on a fastball to Hernandez.
There he lives, down around the knees.
Outside that time. It's cold. It's 49 degrees. We've got a west wind at 11. One and two. Even though John did not pitch at Fenway Park against his former team over the weekend, it was an eventful 4 days with the off day included, as Bryant will throw out Hernandez one away. John got a nice ovation from the Red Sox fans on Friday night as he exchanged the lineup card before the game. Had his family in town, and as you said, while it would have been neat to pitch against the Red Sox, it may have actually been a little bit easier for him just being able to kick up his feet a little bit.
Yeah, go back and see old friends and enjoy the nostalgia of it all.
Big night for Altair last night. 2 doubles, a walk, 3 knocked in. He scored twice and played some really good defense in left.
Yeah, if you were writing an article and the article was entitled ones to keep an eye on, you might include this guy. He's an intriguing player that made some adjustments with his swing. Strong, he's fast.
And he just pummeled one out into deep left center, and it's gone into the basket. A home run for Altair.
That first inning run note rearing its ugly head. I believe it was a cut fastball. That's the Ford home run replay, and John likes to bury that cutter down and in, or he'll backdoor it. That one was kind of in between, out over the middle of the plate.
Swing and a miss by Odubel Herrera. So the Phillies have already hit 3 homers in the first 2 games. On the ground, onto a knee goes Baez, 2 gone.
Whereas the Cubs have really struggled giving up runs in the first inning, the Phillies have gotten the jump and been one of the better teams in the first inning, second in the major leagues for first inning runs scored.
The Cubs came in tonight 13 and 12, tied with Milwaukee atop the Central. Phillies 12 and 12, second place, 4.5 back of the Washington Nationals. Phillies have won 7 of 10. Franco loses his helmet. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Phillies have been a pretty good offensive club this year. Their starting pitching has been solid. Their bullpen has really struggled. Franco has driven in 21 runs, but otherwise not off to a very good start. And he, of the young hitters in this group, first came up to the big leagues, Hernandez and Herrera, and now Altera. Franco's the guy that maybe got the most attention initially. That backdoor cutter and the foul tip takes a pretty big bite out of Contreras, kind of running the bicep, it appeared.
So we had the graphic in our open. John 9-0 in his last 12 home starts during the regular season. He had won, or the Cubs had won 11 in a row prior to his last Wrigley Field start. As he strikes out Franco, the irony of that was he went 7 shutout, but got a no decision in a loss to the Pirates. Late, they've now dropped 4 of their last 5. And their Southwest starting lineup looks like this: Schwarber, Bryant, and Rizzo. Zobrist, Russell, Hayward in the middle. Wilson Contreras, as always, catching John Lester and Javier Baez. 2 hits last night, including a home run. Will hit 9.
Phillies defensively, a solid group. They've committed but 10 errors this year. Altair, Herrera, Saunders, left, center, right. Broncos, the third baseman. Freddie Galvis, really good at short. He's committed just 1 error so far this year. Hernandez, his mate up the middle, has committed 2. Joseph plays first. Cameron Rupp is the catcher. And the starting pitcher for the Phillies is veteran right-hander Jeremy Hellickson, second year in a Philly uniform. And man, he's off to a great start. He's 4-0. The Phillies have won all 5 of his starts. His 1.80 ERA, good for 4th best in the league. He's not striking out people. He's only punched out 11 in 30 innings, but he's also only walked 3. A fly ball pitcher, but he's kept the ball in the ballpark. That's been the big key for him.
The Des Moines, Iowa native fires a strike. That's the fastball, and that's about as much velocity as you'll see.
Great changeup. He throws a curve and a slider. Tremendous command of that fastball.
One and one on Schwarber. Kyle under 200 now in the year. 0 for 4 last night. He caught late in the ball game, just to keep him fresh back there. Swing and a miss. If Kyle gets a hit here, Denny's Beverage Depot will donate $100 to the Greater Chicago Food Depository. In the air, left field, and it's going to be caught by Altair. Good sound off the bat. Well, we saw Stephen Wright on Saturday in Boston, and while Hellickson does not throw a knuckleball, the delivery's similar, right? I mean, it's pretty upright. Nothing about it that says I'm trying to throw the ball hard.
Right, yeah. And it's funny because I was thinking the same thing. The first pitch he threw, so this reminds me a little bit of the knuckleball. So we got the right wavelengths working up here tonight.
That's good.
But it's, yeah, so for him, it's all about control and location, so he's not going to hump up, doesn't want to fall out of his mechanics and misfire.
Low on Chris Bryant.
He has what players would refer to as a Bugs Bunny changeup. Never gets there.
Bryant will get a new piece of lumber, and her night is made.
So with a guy like Hellickson, the guessing game begins early. He establishes the changeup early on. You have to respect it.
That's low. So 4 guys have done it. Rookie of the Year, MVP the following season. We just saw Pedroia in Boston. Hellickson was a Rookie of the Year. As Bryant cranks to deep left, it'll go! Tie ball game here in the first.
Well, he had his hitting streak snapped last night, and he starts another one here tonight in a big way. Solo home run for Chris Bryant, his 5th. Ford home run replay one more time. Hellickson goes to the changeup, and Bryant sees a lot of them. Beautiful swing, better result.
That'll bring up Anthony Rizzo. So Rizzo have combined now for 11 homers. KB with his 5th. Rizzo has 6. At the knees for a strike. I was going to mention we had that list of Rookie of the Year to MVP. Hellickson has done something that is, I guess, technically more exclusive. Oh, he is fouled away. He is one of the 2 pitchers to be Rookie of the Year and to win a Gold Glove. The other, Fernando Valenzuela.
Rookie of the Year in 2011, and Hellickson won the Gold Glove the next year.
Bounced foul by Rizzo.
There's usually a level of incumbency with that Gold Glove award. But Hellickson won just the one. Phillies folks feel like their shortstop Freddie Galvis was deserving last year. He was a finalist. Hellickson in his career 65 and 58 was a 3.83 ERA. Since middle of July last year, he's been really on top of his game.
In the air out into right center. The center fielder Herrera will make the play. StatCast is powered by AWS. 12.4 off the bat. Now Ben Zobrist, so this is a battle of former Tampa Bay teammates. I was going to add to the comments about Hellickson. He's pitched more for Joe Madden than anybody else in the major leagues with the Rays. Zobrist with a fly ball, right field, and out of play.
Well, you know, he's been awfully good, but he also has been living a little bit of a charmed existence when you really dig deep into his numbers. He's got one of the lowest ground ball rates in the game, and that's just the style of pitcher he is. He's going to give up a lot of outs in the air, but typically that style of pitcher will give up some home runs, but his home run rate is really low. So you figure sooner or later some of these balls are going to start flying out of the ballpark on him.
And he doesn't strike out a lot of people. Right, because that
so you get
that picture you painted, the fly ball guy, whatever, those guys do strike people out. Yeah. So he's the pitch to contact fly ball guy. Right, and
just give, you know, they've been pulling the ball on him, hitting it in the air, and that typically turns into home runs. Now he's a smart guy. He's a very talented pitcher. Maybe he's able to tailor his game a little bit to the ballpark. I was talking to Larry Anderson, their fine radio color commentator.
You're just saying that because he's your friend.
Well, I'll just see if he'll buy me dinner at some point this week. He said he had a game in Washington where, you know, he gave up 3 or 4 balls for the track that would have been out in their own ballpark.
Out in the left center, Altair makes a catch and didn't even have to leave his feet. Man, has he been impressive in this series. Chris Bryant has been impressive since the day he got to the big leagues. The MVP with a home run. It's 1-1 after 1.
Welcome back to Wrigley Field. Tie ball game. This is your Miller Lite game report. Miguel Montero getting the evening off after a very busy week and big day for Miggy. Yesterday he posted this picture during the rain delay that the Cubs were having, and he has officially become a U.S. citizen after passing the U.S. citizenship test, which he said he had the help from Chris Bryant guys and the professor himself, Kyle Hendricks, working on this test. He joked that maybe not half the guys even in the clubhouse could pass this test, and Ryan Dempster walks in and even joked he had to tell him, hey, get out of my country. But Miggy very much telling us this is a huge blessing for him. He and his wife both, they've lived in the country 8 years and very proud to be U.S. citizens.
Kelly, thank you. Michael Saunders, a Canadian citizen, pops out to Bryant as we start the second. So 1 away, and here comes Tommy Joseph. Had a big 3-run homer in the first inning last night in a pouring rain. Slow windup by Lester in the pitch. It's outside.
Don't quit on that one though. See if you can get Obi Basner to open up that zone. If John starts to get that pitch, he can really take advantage. There you go. Hanging away down there.
Right back to the same area. We want to welcome all our viewers watching tonight on Lamont Telephone in Lamont, Iowa.
So many people watch us on their telephone.
That's more true every year, I guess, right?
Could have been.
Yeah.
Stare in from Lester.
He's never too proud to beg. 3-1.
Well, there's an earworm. That one's stuck in my head for a while now.
Ball 4 on another.
Yeah, that's good
close
work.
Pitch.
Got to use the gentle art of persuasion to try to influence Basner a little bit. Hey, come out and show your support of your world champion Chicago Cubs. Tickets are still available for tomorrow and Thursday's series finale with the Phillies. Get your tickets now at Cubs.com. Now, there's an art to working an umpire, and usually as a pitcher you defer to your catcher, and Contreras is up, standing up, having a little chat with Basner now. Just trying to lobby him a little bit. As a pitcher, you always got to be careful, because if you get after that home plate umpire too early in the game, you can really establish a contentious relationship where he's just not going to give you anything.
And a strike. So I gotta follow up with that. Do you really believe that that affects later close calls, that an umpire, I mean, we're all human, but they're not supposed to really make.
I don't think it's conscious. I think it's more subconscious, and I think yes, I think you can. Basically, a catcher in that situation is asking, hey, I think that's a good pitch. Stay with us there. Maybe it's not, but you got to negotiate. I think that's a good pitch, man. And if the guy doesn't open up the zone, you got to change the game plan and maybe throw more first pitch breaking balls to get ahead.
Popped into right. It's Ben Zobrist out there, and he's got it. And there are 2 away.
Two ways to get the jump on a major league hitter. A well-placed fastball. You don't want to throw anything down the middle unless you've just got electric stuff. Or 2, that get over breaking pitch, because most guys are going to give up on that pitch. They're looking to hit a fastball early. So if you're not getting that pitch down around the knees or on the corner call, then, well, let's start flipping up some curveballs there, and see if we can get ahead of hitters that way.
Now the catcher, Rupp. And the pitch. Bounce straight back.
Remember years ago, and I think ESPN used to show it, they have these Major League Baseball player arm wrestling tournaments. Do you have a vague memory of that?
I do not recall.
It seemed like looking back, it seems like a really bad idea. But anyway, if they were doing it now, I might put my money on this dude here, Rupp.
Yeah.
Probably would also take him in the pulling a train with the teeth contest. He's pretty good at that too.
Well, he's chomping the gum, you mean?
Well, just a strong human.
Yeah. Maybe Evan Gattis against Cameron Rupp.
It's like a pulling guard.
I think instead of the All-Star game, we should do the old network Battle of the Stars. The tug of war.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Get Aaron Judge on one side and Anthony Rizzo on the other.
That's a great idea. I think we should pitch that to all the MLB owners who are spending hundreds of billions of dollars in their payroll and say, here's what we're going to do. We're gonna have a tug of war.
Maybe get Alan Alda and Joyce DeWitt. Great.
Joyce DeWitt.
2-2 on Rupp.
Kyle Rote Jr. He was a good superstar.
Contreras will pounce on it. It was Gabe Kaplan, right? Didn't he win a big race?
That sounds right, yeah.
With Robert Conrad, who was talking trash and was way ahead, and then Kaplan caught him and passed him.
Right,
he had like run track in college or something.
Yeah, because initially it was athletes, and then they expanded to celebrities.
I remember Donnie Most didn't look particularly comfortable. Outside, ball 4. 2 walks in the inning, and it will bring up the pitcher Hellickson.
Yeah, that one was probably off the outside edge. John doing the walk-off, trying to influence Basner a little bit. So 2 walks in the inning. He's made a lot of quality pitches. I think he's all over the place.
Hellickson's not a bad hitter. Career 179 for a pitcher. You'll gladly take that. Good athlete, as we mentioned. He was a Gold Glover. He was a terrific high school basketball player in Des Moines, and he was actually recruited by the University of Iowa to be a 2-sport guy there. Eventually he committed to pitch at LSU before signing with the Rays after being taken in the 4th round out of high school. 2-1. Kick and the pitch. Fouled off. How did we get to Gabe Kaplan? Oh, you were talking about arm wrestling.
Yeah,
okay.
We started with Cameron Rupp being big, and it morphed into superstars and Battle of the Network Stars. Keep rolling. We'll be on to Barbarino and Epstein here pretty soon.
Woodman. Check out the leads off first and second. StatCast all over it. Another foul by Hellickson. Away, away, away here in this at bat.
Living on the edge.
Both managers would like to get length out of their starters. Brett Anderson went just an inning and a third last night. Vince Velasquez got the win. He only went 5 though.
Yeah, I'm sure Pete McCann a little frustrated that he wasn't able to get a little more out of Velasquez last night. He was given that early 7-0 lead. And Velasquez pitched a fine ball game, but last couple innings he was out there. Cubs hitter saw a lot of pitches, and ultimately McCann decided to go to the pen.
Hellickson giving John a battle. 7 pitches and counting. Altair and Bryant with first inning home runs.
Base runners beyond the move here. And now, obviously, you can't afford to walk the opposing pitcher. You have to be willing to throw in over a big chunk of home plate.
Action time. There go the base runners, and another foul ball. Cold night, but John Lester likes to sweat. And he's working hard here in the second.
This has been a really good plate appearance by Hellickson, regardless of the outcome. Forcing John to throw all these pitches.
Runners go again. Bouncer to the shortstop. Russell. Phillies got him a second, but Lester had to work hard. Couple of walks. 1-1. Giga time moment powered by Xfinity. Bastian Schweinsteiger of the Chicago Fire practicing for the ceremonial first pitch tonight. Part of the reigning World Cup champion team of Germany in 2014. And did a nice job. And did you know?
I'm going to go with no.
He is married to retired tennis player Ana Ivanovic, former #1.
I did not know that.
So the Fire will conduct the stretch a little later on tonight. It is raining.
No way. It is indeed.
Russell had the night off last night as he faces Hellickson.
He'll be frisky tonight.
A 1-0 swing and a miss.
Yeah, and during the Brian at bat, talking about Hellickson's changeup, and I wonder if it's a strategy that some of the Cub players will use here tonight to go up there and just sit changeup, at least until you get 2 strikes, or just assume that at some point in the sequence you're going to get a changeup.
Yeah, you hope he hangs one, as you said.
Yeah.
Theoretically susceptible to the home run ball, even though he's done a good job keeping the ball in the park.
But you can, even if you're sitting changeup, I guess the key is to make sure you stay back and be willing to use the other field, not try to pull as much. The best changeups are awfully hard to recognize. Hitters talk about looking for spin, slider spin. They look for the dot. Changeup out of the hand, a really good one. A lot of times looks just like a fastball.
Three and two with Jason Hayward on deck. Looks like the changeup's coming. And you see that off balance swing by Russell. Got a piece of it.
Hellickson has only walked 3 men all year. He walked 1 each in his first 3 starts. His last 2 starts, he has not walked a man.
Toward the hole. Galvis can just knock it down. It'll be a base hit. Russell is aboard.
Stays upright if he's going to throw Russell out there, but he clearly didn't have to hit the dirt. Maybe his thinking was that would be the best way to stop his momentum and get in a good throwing position.
Hayward fouls off. 0 for 3 with a walk last night. He's playing center field tonight with Zobrist in right and Baez playing second. Hellickson attended Hoover High School in Des Moines and still makes his off-season home in the Midwest. He was traded from Tampa Bay to Arizona on November 14th, 2014. Then exactly 1 year later to the day, November 14th, 2015, the Diamondbacks traded him to the Phillies. And then a year to the day after that, this past November 14th, which has become a pretty important day in his career, he accepted the Phillies qualifying offer. So back on a 1-year deal with the Phillies, and he's been their opening day starter each of the last 2 seasons. So I don't know what you would call November 14th for him. Business day, transaction day.
Yeah.
But it feels like that's going to be the day again this year where maybe he signs a multi-year contract with somebody.
Solid major league starter. He's 30 years of age, 4 times double digits wins.
Right, so when you've got a guy like Hellickson or Jake Arrieta or John Lester when he came to the Cubs, you try to project what that guy's going to be like when he's 35. And you can look at it one of 2 ways. 1-2 is low. You could say, well, Hellickson doesn't throw hard enough, doesn't strike out enough people. I don't know if I want to give him too much security. And on the other hand, you go, well, his velocity may be the same in 5 years as it is now. So if we feel that he can have similar success then you might want to have him for a few years. Not hit very hard. It'll be cut off by the third baseman Franco, and he'll get Hayward at first. Russell advances to second. He's there with 1 out.
Yeah, you might figure a guy like Hellickson would wear well, that would be able to pitch with diminished velocity because of his command and his off-speed stuff. I think that was part of the reason why the Cubs gave John Lester the long deal. They looked at the future with Lester and saw a little bit of an Andy Pettitte profile, a guy who, as Pettitte got older and lost velocity, command, the cutter, the intensity, the way he got after it, all those things made him a very successful pitcher, long after he was at his prime, say. And I think that the Cubs see the same thing in Lester's future.
Here's Contreras, who finished the game last night playing his original position in the Cubs organization, third base.
Of course, a lot of it is just projecting too, and there's no guarantees, especially with pitchers. Make your best guess, make a commitment, and hope for the best.
One-0 is low and blocked by Rupp. Well, the Phillies hope to be in it as long as possible, but if they are not, you could certainly see Hellickson as a guy garnering attention on the trade market as we near dusk.
Neat
What a
sky.
beautiful shot.
Yeah. This is where you have to stay disciplined. I'm not saying he won't throw Contreras a fastball here, but you certainly can't sell out and assume you're going to get one.
Swing and a miss. He didn't get one.
Well, guys like Hellickson very good at pitching backwards, and by that we mean the ability to throw something other than a fastball, and what used to be being the key phrase there, a fastball count. I don't think such a thing even exists in the game today, except for maybe 3-0. And that's where after the 2-0 changeup, that 90-mile-an-hour fastball becomes, in essence, his change of pace. He slowed him down, and then he beats him with a heater. Oh, Fiddler on the Roof.
Yeah.
Tradition.
It almost sounds more accurate to say that the fastball off the change is the change up.
Yes.
The 2-2. Grounded foul.
Cubs are celebrating Bud Fridays in the Budweiser bleachers all season long. This Friday, May 5th, hey, Cinco de Mayo, Budweiser will provide Cubs t-shirts to up to the first 5,000 early arriving fans 21 and older in the Budweiser bleachers. Get there early. For details, visit Cubs.com/Fridays.
Figured there had to be a rainbow in the neighborhood with a little drizzle and some early evening sunshine popping through the clouds.
And some lengthy at bats in this game already. Hitters doing a nice job really putting up a fight. We have to give a shout out to Jerry Connor of Winnetka. A while back you and I were discussing minor league nicknames and expressed interest or admiration for the Lansing Lugnuts and the Montgomery Biscuits, and Jerry sent us a couple of Lugnuts hats. So thank you very much, Jerry. We also like fine timepieces.
Three and two. struck him out for a strikeout for Hellickson. Yeah, the Lugnuts have got a really cool logo.
Thanks, Jerry.
Yeah. Minor league caps are very cool.
That's a good collectible. You start a collection of minor league caps.
Well, and the logos change so often that you could. It's kind of a never-ending collection. I don't think the team is around anymore, but I think you need a cap of the Macon Whoopie.
There was a team called the
Macon. It was a minor league hockey or baseball
Macon,
team.
like Macon, Georgia.
Yeah. It was not a newlywed game reference. So does Lester take solace in the fact that that pitch, the first one, was called a ball? Probably not.
No, I think. Kind of rough in the coconut. No, I think you just put on a different hat. You take off your pitcher hat, put on your batter helmet. Unless you want to make the point to the home plate umpire if he calls it a strike. That's what I'm talking about, pal. Don't forget me.
One and two. All right, for people who watch baseball all the time and they have no idea why Jeremy Hellickson just rubbed the baseball, why do guys do that?
Well, if you get a new ball, sometimes it's real shiny. If you got one you've been throwing with, you probably don't need to do it. I think a lot of it is idiosyncratic, force of habit.
Russell will take third, and a wild pitch.
So we just got a new one there. This one clearly going to rub this one up at some point. I think.
Jeremy, you ruined the bit.
Yeah. Saw him going to the mouth there. It used to be you couldn't go to the mouth on the mound, but they changed that rule a couple years back.
Called strike three. Back-to-back Ks to end the frame after two. Cubs won, Phillies won from Wrigley Field. Chicago is presented by State Farm. The rain has stopped. And we're ready for the third. Hernandez, Altair, and Herrera. Hernandez bounced out in the first. 3 hits last night. He's got a career high 13-game hitting streak. That is foul. Check that. Galvis has the hitting streak.
Hernandez had 15 bunt hits last year to lead the major leagues. A couple so far this year.
7 hits over his last 4 contests. 1-1. Two balls and a strike.
John's got a lot of ground ball outs this year, much higher percentage than he did last season. If there's anything behind that other than just the nature of this game, seen a real significant change in his pattern or how he uses his pitches. Phillies have been a much more patient team so far this year. Big upgrade in that department.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. It's his second strikeout.
Backdoor cut fastball, and he gets a real late swing from Hernandez. Drifted out on that front foot, wasn't going to swing, so that's pretty close. I better take a whack at it. And the emergency hack fails to make contact.
Altair in the series has 2 doubles and a home run, and stellar glove work in left.
And it's certainly gotten John's attention. Tried to crowd him, and then off the outside corner, didn't want to give in.
Slowed down by Bryant on the diving attempt, but Altair will have another hit.
Another ball smoked by Altair. This kid is really locked in. Didn't play much last year. He was hurt. Wrist tendon, I believe, was the issue. Tremendous effort by Bryant. But it's a 1-out single.
Yeah, he had left wrist surgery in March of last year after injuring it diving for a ball in spring training. Outside corner.
Altair measuring a pretty big lead out there at first base, as most do with John. Usually nothing becomes of it.
Happy 30th birthday, Brad Miller. Huge Cub fan watching in Colorado tonight. Maybe on his telephone. Matt and Mallory are watching in New York. While they live there, they will be rooting for the Cubs this weekend.
Contreras likes to sneak behind that left-handed hitter and try to pick.
And now Altair just heads back to the bag as Lester stepped off.
Yeah, that's probably going to be the most likely outcome with these big aggressive leads. John's going to step off, force the runner back, and we'll just reset. Base runner has to be conscious of Contreras' arm. Opportunity there. So really, aside from the possible disruption in concentration for Lester, the running game really hasn't been a problem. The perception far greater than the reality.
And at times, the Cubs have turned it into a plus. It's almost like he get in the other team's head. 2-2.
Yeah, if Altair isn't careful with that secondary lead, Contreras is going to pick him off.
Enormous lead by Altair. Swing and a miss. Out number 2.
The normal lead is about 12 feet, and he's out there 17, 18, 20 some feet off the base.
Broncos strikeout victim his first time, and now Lester will get it to Baez. Tag applied. He's out. Caught stealing 1 to 4. So Altair just decided, I'm going to keep going and see what John does. Little toss to the second baseman. That's it. Still tied at 1.
Opens this Friday, and their Kentucky Derby party is Saturday. Tickets are currently on sale for the Arlington Million with a special online discount. Visit arlingtonpark.com. Arlington, bet on fun.
Javier Baez leads it off. And a deep drive to left. It's going to go. How far will it go? Back of the bleachers. It's 2-1.
Javi got an 0-2 fastball last night from Velasquez and hit it into the seats in right center for home run number 3. Home run number 4 comes on a first pitch breaking ball. So he was ready for off speed. He got a little get over curveball, and yeah, he got all over it. There's our Ford home run replay, second solo homer for the Cubs tonight. See him moving in the right direction.
Schwarber taps foul near the Philly dugout. The Cubs have their first lead of the series. Schwarber staying in the lineup the other day. Joe Madden equated Kyle to a basketball shooting guard. He's got to keep shooting. Shot's going to start going in. Swing and a miss on the changeup. 1-2. Exit velocity 103.4. Over 400 feet away from home plate, it landed. Tap, the swinging bunt. Hellickson makes the play. Bryant, who tied it with his homer in the first inning. And hey, I want to thank you for filling in for me today at the Cubs charity luncheon, in which a lot of money was handed out to some great Chicago charitable organizations.
Yeah, happy to do it. A great event. Cubs are the most philanthropic team in Chicago and the second highest in the Major League Baseball. Laura Ricketts today saying, and we're going to be #1 eventually. A huge commitment to this city and the neighborhood. A lot of reading at that event. Some words 3 and 4 syllables. I mean, it's
yeah. You get everything right?
Well, probably not exactly right.
On the ground, charging is the second baseman.
He beat it.
And Bryant called out on a close play at first.
Immediately, Joe Madden's hand shoots up like Arnold Horshack. Might want to take a look. What do you got? Oof, tough to call. Would it be a risk to the challenge or not here?
He's got about 5 more seconds to decide.
I don't know if it's worth it.
Yep, he just challenged. With 1 second to go on the clock.
That's kind of like an NFL coach, and the clock is winding down, and they take the timeout just at the last second. I don't know if there would be enough to overrule, regardless of what the call was at first base. looks like a 50-50 to me. I mean, to the naked eye, as the play developed, I thought he was safe. I would still come down on the side of safe, but again, I just don't know if there's enough there for them to come to that conclusion.
You hear the adage, tie goes to the runner. That is not the case. The runner's got to beat the ball to the bag. And it, as you said, looks like a 50-50 call. And will remain out. Guessing the call stands. And it does. So Joe will lose his challenge. And it's Rizzo with 2 outs. Pitch. A little bit inside. Rizzo's a power hitter. He has walked 13 times and struck out 14 times. But if you add the major league leading 6 hit by pitches to that, I count those as walks. He's essentially walked 19, struck out 14. That is really good.
Yeah, for a guy who slugs, that's really impressive. The Pirates lead the Cincinnati Reds 7-3. They're in the 7th inning in Cincinnati.
There's another walk.
Let's see if that changes that. Cubs are out of town on Mother's Day weekend, but you can still treat Mom at the park at Wrigley on Saturday, May 13th with a ticket to Craft and Cuisine. Craft and Cuisine is a culinary and craft beverage event featuring more than 40 beer and wine tastings, live music and chef demonstrations, and food samplings from some of Chicago's most celebrated chefs. Purchase your tickets today at parkatwrigley.com. It'll be a fun event, no doubt.
Zobrist, another guy who has a good walk to a strikeout ratio in his career. Rizzo was striking out over 2 times for every walk his first couple of years in the major leagues. It just keeps going down to about 1.5. Last year 1.46 strikeouts per walk. And this year it's even up.
Just, you know, a great understanding of the strike zone, part of it. Of course, as Anthony Rizzo evolved into Anthony Rizzo, one of the most feared hitters in the league, all of a sudden pitchers were being very cautious and working him out of the zone, trying to get him to chase pitches. And he's a smart enough cat to figure that out, and he's willing to take his walk. That's the other part of it. Buying into the team concept instead of going out there and just flailing away. Zobrist, one of just a handful of players in the big leagues last year who walked more than he struck out.
I think we're at the point where most people can take RBIs for what they are, a function of opportunity. He has, speaking of Rizzo, knocked in over 100 each of the last 2 years, but because he takes his walks, he gets on base a lot. There might be an RBI chance or two he may pass on to the cleanup hitter behind him. But the other part of it is the RBI total will be hurt by the fact that the guy ahead of him is probably going to drive himself in upwards of 40 times. That's Chris Bryant.
Yeah. Yeah, there'll probably be a fair number of nobody on base plate appearances for Rizzo.
Well, I guess he's like your second leadoff man, right?
Yeah. Well, and I think Joe even mentioned that in spring training when talking about leadoff possibilities and you know, making the case for using Schwarber there. And Joe said, you know, Anthony Rizzo could bat leadoff because of that skill set, because of the patience, the ability to work counts, take walks.
Not a fast base runner, but a smart one, as is Bryant. He walked him. Back-to-back 2-out, 3 passes.
In both instances, chase pitches, but again, disciplined Rizzo, disciplined Zobrist. Accepting the walk, passing the baton. Now an opportunity for Russell. I'm not sure, but I think somebody back there wants Addy to hit them a home run for their birthday. What a 2-run double. That would work.
Hellickson's 0-1. And he balked. Call made by the second base umpire Dan Bellino, and he's saying, I think he didn't stop.
Well, he's got that funky little hitch he does. Cannon coming out to look for an explanation.
Now that looks pretty similar to what he's been doing all night. Did you see something there?
I didn't see anything different. I mean, he did, you know, he kind of comes set initially, or sets high and then drops his hands a little bit. And you could see he was kind of wiggling him a little bit.
Pitcher and catcher talk to their gloves respectively. And it's an 0-1 count. That last pitch did not count, I believe.
And you know my position on the box. I think it's most of it is silly. A lot of the boxes that are called.
Popped into shallow center. Herrera comes in. He makes the catch after hesitating. Cubs lead 2, but they got the homer from Baez to take the lead.
Xfinity X1 customers say, "Show me sports," into your remote and get live game stats, up-to-the-minute scores and standings right on your TV. Change the way you experience sports with Xfinity X1. I forgot to talk into my remote last night. I meant to do that. Did, however, speak to my toaster this morning.
Did it talk back?
Yeah, no, but it did a nice job.
Lester working with a 2-1 advantage.
Posted a 1.74 ERA here at Wrigley Field last year.
And one to Franco's popped up with no play.
Today is the 100th anniversary of the double no-hitter game. Cubs-Reds, 1917. Hippo Vaughn pitching for the Cubs. Fred Toney for Cincinnati. Both had no-nos through 9. And then the Reds scored one in the 10th. Jim Thorpe, the great Olympian, driving in the only run of the game. Toney pitched a hitless 10th to complete his no-hitter. Great pitching duels ever 100 years ago today.
Yeah. Two and two on Franco. Saunders next on deck. Bounce to Rizzo, and he'll underhand to Lester covering. Hey, check out the variety of luxury premier options that Wrigley Field has to offer for your next client, corporate or family function, like the all-inclusive Fannie Mae Suite located in center field. Visit Cubs.com/premier for an option that fits your needs. Get it? Bleacher Suite.
Oh, clever.
Saunders popped to third, his first time. A home run last night among his 2 hits. Fastball right down the chute. 0-1. Cubs minor league report. Third baseman Jason Bossler continues his fine work for Double-A Tennessee. And another 2-homer game. Yesterday he's got 7 so far on the year. Got some injuries at Triple-A Iowa, however. John Andrioli's been on the DL for a bit. Ian Happ goes to the DL. He's got a thumb issue. Baez can only stop it.
You said thumb for Ian Happ?
I believe so. We'll double check.
Baez, fun to watch even when he doesn't make the play.
Bruised thumb for Happ. Eddie Butler's also on the shelf. He's got an ankle issue. Throw to first, safe.
Quick spin and flip from Contreras. Usually one caught base stealer, one pickoff is enough to slow teams down with their aggressive leads and all the shenanigans they're trying to pull out there.
Right field, and it's going to roll for a while. Saunders around third. He will score, and we're tied. And John Lester glaring at Toby Basner, the plate umpire, after not getting a call on the pitch before it. It's 2-2.
Joseph had been struggling, but showing signs of life the first couple games of this series. Hit a home run yesterday, walk double here today, and sometimes he just stays on the ball and powers it the other way. Just has to retreat all the way into the corner to get it.
Galvis takes a strike. He stands way off the plate with that open stance. That guy's with the wide open mechanics. They've got that back foot a lot closer to home plate. And Tony Batista was like this.
Oh man, Tony Batista was pretty much squared up to the pitcher.
And as you watched Batista, you would think, well, just work the outside corner, he can't reach it, but it was the opposite effect. The way to get him out was to crowd him because he was a diver.
Right, and that's the way to go against a lot of these guys with the open stance. But you see Galvis pretty early on gets into a more conventional hitting position. He'll pull that front foot square with the back.
Well, what I mean by a diver is Batista's point was, I'm going to cover the outside corner and I'm going to pull one 450 feet. He wanted guys. He baited them to try to work the outside. To third. Bryant's got to hurry. Out at first. Good dig by Rizzo. Two really good plays to get Galvis.
Yeah, good work by the corner man. Charging play by Bryant. Real nice pick here by Anthony, and I love the fact that he doesn't quit on the play. Takes a shot behind the runner at second as well.
Takes the ball and strike to second. Contreras back picks Joseph.
The Phillies now contemplating a challenge. What a throw by Contreras. He sees these guys taking the big leads and he just salivates. I'm not sure.
Pete McCannon is going to challenge.
Yeah. Javi really sells this call, but it's going to get overturned. He's going to be safe. And I think the Cubs pretty much are anticipating that call because they're all back out on the field. Sometimes it's, obviously the payoff is picking people off, but that's going to tighten up some leads. Obviously it's going to go into all the scouting reports. The advanced scouts that are watching this series are going to tell their base runners, hey, be wary with Contreras back there. So we mentioned the double no-hitter, the Hippo Vaughn game. James Leslie Hippo Vaughn, 6'4", 215. So not by today's standards, not that big, but back in the day, that was good enough to get you the moniker Hippo.
Looks like we're going to get a decision.
I'm surprised it's taking this long.
StatCast thought of it. 88.1 miles an hour on that throw of Contreras.
Well, he's one of those guys with the twitch muscle fiber, right? Quick feet, quick exchange, strong arm. Well, they're just going to go ahead and put him on here. Deal with Hellickson.
So an intentional walk. Hellickson did not go down without a fight in his first at bat. It was a 10-pitch exchange.
It was lengthy. Ultimately grounded out to short, but he really hung in there. Fouled off a bunch of pitches. Been a lot of turnover with this Philly club over the years, but against the Philly colors, John Lester has been dominant. 6-0 with a 1.46 ERA. He's made 8 starts against the Phillies. Mentioned at the start of the ball game, pitched against them twice last year. 14 and a third innings combined, 1 earned run, 16 punch-outs, just a couple of walks. Many of these current Phillies have had much experience against him. Howie Kendrick, who's currently on the DL, 31 at bats.
Phillies have tied it on the Joseph double, leading Saunders. And they have 2 men on with 2 down. 1-2 count on Hellickson. Here's a pitch outside. Here we go again. Zobrist was playing in, so barely had to move as he makes the catch. Hellickson, a couple of good at bats, even though he's 0 for 2. as the Cubs will bat here in the last of the fourth against right-hander Jeremy Hellickson. Well, exit velocity last year, 2 years ago, the Cardinals, his average exit velocity was just over 89 miles an hour. Last year, 86.6. A very tough year. Well, 89.7. And that leads the Chicago Cubs here in 2017. He had a good year with the Cardinals 2 years ago, so you take those numbers.
Yeah, back up where he was a couple of years ago. And for me, the real key is just, I mean, well, you can really get nuanced here in these conversations, but far less soft contact for Hayward this year. Last year, there was a lot of games where he just, getting tied up, weak little pop-ups on the infield, rolling over on balls. Consistently sharper contact so far this year for Jason. I would say on average about 3 miles an hour harder than last year.
And a strike on the bottom part of that pitch cast box. Field and foul. By a whole lot.
Would have been handy. Potential leadoff double, just looks a little bit foul. That one well struck, 98 miles per hour off the bat of Hayward.
We don't see Hellickson a lot. I think you mentioned only his second start against the Cubs, but he looks to be pretty unflappable, doesn't he? One hopper to the second baseman, Hernandez.
Yeah, I think Scott's
demeanor.
Yep, mound presence, carries himself well out there. This Sunday, May 7th, Wrigley Field is going pink to promote breast cancer awareness. Join us as the Cubs take on the Yankees. First pitch 7:05, and up to the first 5,000 early arriving fans in the Budweiser bleachers will receive a Cubs Save Second Base t-shirt presented by Advocate Healthcare. For more information, visit Cubs.com.
Contreras struck out his first time. And a good play by Franco to not get distracted by the barrel of the bat that flew past his left ear as he made the pick and then the throw.
I've had a flurry of these the last couple of days. Exploding bats. Movement in on the hands. Should Doobie. Someone's in the kitchen with Wilson.
Foul strike on John Lester, who had a pretty civil chat with Mr. Basner between innings. 2. Ground ball through the legs of Hellickson and into center. Little payback after Hellickson battled Lester in those first 2 ABs.
Right through the 5-hole. Solidly hit. 2-out knock for Lester, and the home run hitter, Bobby Bias, strides the home plate. Took down a first pitch curveball from Hellickson and pumped it way up into the left field bleachers. That would be an interesting number, and I'm sure somebody's got it. First pitch strike percentage against a hitter who took you deep last time he was up.
You're guessing it would be pretty low.
Quite low, yeah. And then the other thing is, it would be interesting to throw the guy the same exact pitch you threw him last time, with the idea that there's no way he's looking for that first pitch curveball again after what he did to it last time.
Kind of the counterintuitive play.
Something Greg Maddux would have done. Next level. I've never been smart enough to do that. I am now, by golly. It's a little too late, though. 30 years ago, I could have used that information.
Hellickson takes a lot of time between pitches. Even with nobody on base. Lester not being held by Joseph. 1-2. Ground ball foul.
Hellickson, after being called for the balk, a little more cognizant of that. He still does that little shake, but then he at least on that pitch, came to a very obvious complete stop. That is the positioning. 1-3-1 zone trap. Shimmy, 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 stop.
And a base hit. Lester will put on the brakes at second. Back-to-back 2-out hits.
Well, Kyle Schwarber's been in a funk for a while. This will be an opportune time to come out of it. Hitting the ball on the ground a lot. Not really his game. Stays inside that one. Lines the single to center. Under duress, most pitchers will rely heavily on their best pitch. For Hellickson, that's the changeup. Show me heater out of the zone.
You get the feeling somebody's going to pay at some point soon, right? Kyle Schwarber
Yeah.
Going to put a hurting on a baseball. It's just a matter of when, not if.
Anthony last time 2-0, he threw a fastball in.
Club, right field, and gone! Somebody's going to pay. 5-2.
How sweet must that feel for Kyle Schwarber? Boy, you talk about an unlikely uprising from the bottom of the order. 2 outs, nobody on. Lester singles, Baez singles, and the struggling Schwarber gets into one. There's your Ford home run replay. Got that low ball and lifted it into the bleachers in right. I'm going to give you credit for a prediction for a call on that one. You went a little Nostradamus there.
Yeah, not really. No Cub had gotten to 20 homers faster than Kyle Schwarber just did in his 97th career game.
RBIs 10, 11, and 12 for Kyle.
Bryant out of the deep right center. Herrera going after it. He can't get it. Chris on his way to third. He's got a triple.
Off the bat, I thought this one was going to fly out of here. It stays in the ballpark. Herrera pulled up a little bit short there. I think he saw Saunders out of the corner of his eye. I mean, he had a lot to think about, not the least of which is a brick wall. Safely in with a triple. First one of the year for Bryant.
A bunch of mud in his belt buckle, too, as Bob McClure, the pitching coach, is out for a visit. Just posted that stat we gave you about Kyle Schwarber, and they just got a standing ovation. They put it on the big board. 20 homers in his first 97 games. Fastest Cub to that number.
Wow, teeing off, getting some swings at him here. Anthony's leaning. He's always on top of the plate, but it seemed even more so there. That's just good karma paying off for Schwarber. He was at that luncheon today, giving his time, greeting all the grant receivers. He and Ryan Sandberg. Maybe Pat or Coombe would make a play on that ball, but it hit their closed windows in front of their booth. Where they are protected from the elements.
Well, fouled. We were telling Pat, I'd have had that one.
Yeah. Good thing we're not playing 4 fouls and you're out.
Nobody up in the Phillies bullpen. They're 0-2, and I think Anthony got hit. He did. 7th time to lead the majors. Mark Leiter Jr. just got up.
Rushes the forearm of Anthony with a 87-mile-an-hour cut fastball.
Son of former major leaguer Mark Leiter Sr. and nephew of Al.
Mark pitched for the Phillies for a couple seasons.
For some reason this offense has liked waiting this year. So they've gotten down early, or in the case of this inning, until they had 2 outs. Lester started the rally with what looked like a pretty innocent single. Baez then a hit. Schwarber the home run. So Rizzo and Bryant, if the inning ends right now, they don't have to move. One and one.
Ellickson has walked 2 in a game for the first time this year.
That gets past Joseph. Bryant will score. Rizzo to third. Gary Jones going to send him. He is out at the plate. And Joe cannot challenge after losing his challenge earlier. So they do add to their lead as Bryant gets to the plate. Schwarber with a 3-run line shot homer. Cubs now lead by 4.
in Diamond Expo at James & Sons Fine Jewelers. See 500 Tacori engagement rings and receive a gift card equal to your sales tax this weekend at James & Sons in Orland Park and Schererville.
6-2.
Ever been to Schererville?
I may have been through there once or twice.
Heard it's lovely.
Two strikes. And Hernandez. Bouncer backhanded by Bryant. High throw, safe. As Rizzo came off the bag. An error on Bryant.
Yeah, every play has two parts to it. The first part, the glove work, spectacular, and then Chris loads up and zings it across the diamond. It sails it high. He's worked hard here tonight. He's thrown a lot of pitches. Could use a quick one. And Joe would love to get him into the 7th here tonight. But that's probably not likely. Double play here would be handy.
Feels like we've played a lot of baseball, but we really haven't. We're only in the 5th inning. That's part of the reason why I think Pete Mackanin left Hellickson in. He needs innings. 1-2. So the fact that Joe could not challenge that play at the plate, and I did not get another look at it, I assume he was out. Huge lead by Hernandez. Not running.
Actually moving back to the base as the pitcher's being delivered.
So my point about the fact that Joe didn't have a challenge, it means that replay, for most of it, it is a strategic area of the game, because a manager has to decide early whether or not a particular play is worth challenging. He challenged the play in the 3rd inning. Bryant was thrown out at first. Ball 4. 2 on, nobody out. My personal preference, I would like to see it get taken out of the manager's hands and just try to get every call right. The downside to that idea is that if we're reviewing every particular play, it could take a really long time.
Yeah.
However,
a sport that's battling pace of play issues.
Yes. However, any close play, we have to wait 30 seconds to see if a manager wants to challenge. If we could shorten replay and maybe have another umpire on site in a press box or something, communicating with a home plate umpire, not having the umpires go over near a dugout, but just give it 1 or 2 quick looks, and if you don't see something totally egregious, you let it stand. I wonder if baseball will ever get to that point where we have better communication and we can do this faster.
Yeah, so the game on the field doesn't really change. The call is made, the ball goes back to the pitcher, he's rubbing it up, he's getting ready to pitch, and all of a sudden, boom, a light comes on, or the crew chief gets a message, hey, we're looking at this one, have him step off.
But almost have a 30-second clock on the replay. Now it's 2 minutes, but we shorten that part of it, but also take the managers out of it. Because my point is, if that was a horrible call at home plate and Joe didn't have a challenge, what's the point of replay if they totally blow the call?
Yeah. Right.
Just because you can't challenge it.
And then so you have to be really judicious about when you use your challenge and what the stakes are when you use it.
Swing and a miss.
They're not going to get cheated. And that's the one thing I've noticed, and I don't know if the evidence backs me up on this one, but it seems to me that fewer calls are being overturned, that there is a movement to let's take a look at it, and if it's not real apparent early on, let's just call stands and move on, which is what I thought it was going to be from the outset. And it evolved into a more of a break it down frame by frame and really study it. Bad AB there.
Strikes out. Big first out for John.
Anxious Herrera strikes out for the second time tonight.
Pitch to Franco is a little bit outside.
Franco has driven in 21 runs, 8 of those coming on 2 swings. He's got 2 grand slams already this year.
Foul. I'm going to recalibrate my point to try to make it more clear. Okay.
All right.
Every close play now, we wait 30 seconds, right? Manager holds his hand up. Hang on a second. And then says, no, we're good. Or says, yeah, I want to challenge. My thought would be, instead of waiting to see if you want to review it, somebody actually is immediately reviewing it. And then we don't have the 2-minute challenge. They're just all 30 seconds. So it actually would save time.
So, and the best way to do that would be to assign a 5th umpire to each crew. So there's a dedicated guy on every game who's ready to respond as soon as the manager decides to issue the challenge.
A little bit more toward college football, where somebody upstairs is the one notifying, not someone on the field. Three and 2 with 1 out. And McCannon had the runners on the move here, down 4.
Now, Franco is the guy you can usually count on to put the ball in play, but lately he's been swinging and missing a fair bit.
Loaded up without a hit, an error and 2 walks. Pitching coach Chris Bosio may be heading to the mound.
Yeah, and John now approaching 100 pitches. Out of sync here in the 5th. Short start by Anderson last night, an early call to the bullpen, a bullpen that's a little bit depleted tonight. It doesn't appear that they're going to get the length out of John that they'd hoped. He's got to get through this inning to qualify for the W.
Outside on Saunders. Carl Edwards Jr. and he's not messing around. Did not expect to see Mike Montgomery tonight or probably tomorrow night either. After his stellar outing out of the pen last night. 2 balls, no strikes.
Mr. again showing his displeasure at Toby Basner's strike zone, who has at times tonight has called that low strike. And the ones that the pitchers have had issue with are borderline pitches. I don't think you could make the case that Basner's been really bad here tonight.
Two and one.
You could definitely make the case that he has not been especially generous. Certainly hasn't been a pitcher's umpire here tonight.
Saunders is fortunate that ball wasn't put in play, or might have been a 4-6-3 inning ender. Number 100 for John. And it gets away, and the runners are going to hold. So Tony Hernandez did not get a good read on it. Once he hesitated, it was too late.
Yeah, I guess you compound the mistake if you don't react properly initially. He didn't have a particularly big secondary, and maybe Contreras' arm and reputation for throwing to the bases is the reason why he didn't have an aggressive secondary.
Man, did he pounce on that ball.
I figure with Hernandez' speed, he would have been going there.
3-1 now.
They're down 4 runs. They've got the bases loaded. Understandable that he would be a little cautious.
Softly bounced to Rizzo. He will get it to Lester. A run will score. It's 6-3. Phillies have 2 in scoring position with 2 outs. And Saunders gets an RBI. That'll be an unearned run. Joseph with a walk and an RBI double. Big homer last night. Joseph, 6th career game against the Cubs. He is 6 out of 17 with 3 homers, 6 RBIs.
Got the jump on Joseph here. See if he can put him away. Obviously a huge confrontation in this game. 3-run lead, but 2 in scoring position.
One and 2. The pitch. Joseph from Scottsdale, Arizona. 2nd round pick of the Giants, 2009. Buster gives up an unearned run, but that's all. And we go to the bottom of the 5th. It's the Cubs 6 and the Phillies 3. Former Cub Andres Blanco playing first base. Mark Leiter Jr. making just his 2nd major league appearance.
Now called up from Lehigh Valley on the 18th when Howie Kendrick went on the DL.
Yes, he had to sit around for a while before he got into a big league game. Facing Addison Russell.
The Leiters become the 2nd father-son duo to play for the Phillies. Ruben Amaro Sr. and Jr. both wore the Phil's colors.
So he got called up, as you mentioned, on the 18th, debuted on the 28th. I'd like to sit around for a week and a half. I mean, you'd be loving life in the big leagues, but
yeah, normally the manager will find an opportunity to get a call up into a game just to get his feet wet a little bit. Maybe the opportunity never presented itself. But yeah, it's a lot of idle time.
Leadoff walk. Here's Hayward.
The pay's a lot better, though.
It is. Bouncer foul to first. Tough night for Hellickson. 4 innings, 8 hits, 6 runs. They were all earned. 3 homers allowed. Bryant, Baez, and a big blast by Schwarber.
Not a hard thrower, averaging right around 91 miles per hour. Change up and a slider. Sliders from Toms River, New Jersey, not too far from Philadelphia. So it's the pitch close to home.
His dad was born, I think, Joliet, Illinois, but yeah, at the high school in New Jersey. The 0-2 swing and a miss. He strikes out Hayward. Cubs offered baseball summer camps presented by ATI Physical Therapy and Ideal Industries. Young sluggers ages 5 to 13 had the chance to suit up in Cubs gear and meet a current Cub during a VIP Wrigley Field visit and get top-notch baseball instruction. Enroll now at any of the 8 Chicagoland locations. Go to Cubs.com/kids for more information.
Ryder had only pitched twice at AAA this year, 5 1/3 innings, struck out 11. He sink there at 92, and the strikeout pitch to Hayward had great action, changeup.
Russell goes. Contreras fouls.
Yeah, well, with that sinker and Contreras hitting, pretty good chance the ball is going to be on the ground, so not a bad idea to start Russell there. Make sure you stay out of a double play. John Jay out on deck for Lester.
Russell's going to hold. Close, but Addy got back in.
A little flinch, like he was leaning.
Popped up back of the plate. No play for Rupp. Russell not going, and now he'll take off after that ball hit the dirt. That'll be a wild pitch.
Some kind of a split finger pitch that he's throwing for his off-speed pitch, and he spikes that one way out in front of home plate. Rupp can't control the rebound. Keith Moreland celebrating a birthday today. Happy birthday, Zonk.
Zonk.
Zonk is 63.
Happy birthday. One of our favorites. He held ball 4. Here's John Jay to bat for Lester.
Zonk's probably following the career of Cameron Rupp, the Phillies catcher, both UT products.
Jay of a hit, 2 outs.
Jay, every time he comes off the bench, ends up having a good swing or a good at bat.
Been a good series for Baez. 2 homers tonight from the 9 spot. He's 2 for 2 with a homer and 2 runs. Kick and the delivery, it is low.
Sometimes a struggling hitter just needs, one break, one ball to fall in, and that takes the pressure off a little bit. In the case of Baez yesterday, it was a mistake pitch. Velasquez had him 0-2. Avia chased a couple pitches way out of the zone, and Velasquez threw him a fastball right down the middle. The home run, and had good plate appearances since then. A little success just takes the edge off, takes that anxiety away a little bit.
At the end of the bat, Leo swing, now 3-1. Thing that one was not put in play. Lighters 3-1. Pulled foul the other direction.
Yeah, it used to be managers would only give a green light to a hitter on 3-0 if they trusted that hitter had such a good idea of the strike zone that he'd only swing at his pitch. Now, as we mentioned earlier, there's almost no such thing as a fastball count. 3-0. The one time you can usually count on seeing a fastball, so I think that's become the mindset. Just turn guys loose on 3-0, let them take a big swing and hope they run into one.
Runners will be moving with 2 outs. In the right, could score 2. Russell's in. Contreras will score. Baez to third. It's a triple. What a night. He's a double away from the cycle.
And that's the approach they've been hoping to see from Baez, a willingness to go the other way. This is a fastball up, on or off the outside corner, and he stays on it, doesn't pull off, bangs it into the right field corner, and off he goes. And down the stretch he goes. I'll put 100 on Javi on Saturday.
So 8-3. Ball one on Schwarber as the crowd chants Javi, Javi, co-MVP of the NLCS last year. And a big star with Team Puerto Rico in the WBC. Average back up to 200 with the 3-run homer. Lofted to left. Altair will grab it. Cubs add 2 to their lead. It's 8-3 as we head to the 6th.
Jake Arrieta gets to start tomorrow. It's game 3 of this series with the Phillies. Coverage starts at 7 on CSN, or stream the game on the NBC Sports app and at csnchicago.com. Cut to slow motion swing of powerful hitters. Cut to live action and slender right-hander Carl Edwards Jr. And boy, can't do much better than that, can you? An ERA of 0. For 11 ball games, 10 innings, he has struck out 13, walked 4, allowed just 2 hits.
Closer, Wade Davis on the left. Carl Edwards Jr. on the right. Yeah. Bullpen has been a big bright spot for sure.
Yeah, and I don't know going into this game, and Joe kind of likes to script out his bullpen usage, and I'm not sure exactly who's available tonight. But Edwards up last inning, and I think it was because Joe identified that as a potential game-changing inning. The Phillies ended up with the bases loaded in that inning, and he was getting Edwards ready in case he needed to bring him in for a big punch-out. Lester was able to work his way out of that inning. Edwards was hot and ready to go, so he gets the ball here in the 6th.
One strike to Galvis.
There's a lot of work. Top of the zone, that cutter.
I'll find the seats behind the home dugout.
Yankees in town over the weekend. They have an 11-5 lead over the Blue Jays. They're in the 9th in the Bronx. Aaron Judge, I believe, has hit another home run. That would give him 11. Yankees hit a load of home runs today. Gardner hit a couple. Judge hit 2. Hicks. 5 home runs for the Yankees in that ball game. 4 allowed by Blue Jay starter Matt Latos, who gave up 7 in 4 innings of work.
They might get Gary Sanchez back for this series here in Chicago. He went on the DL 5 games into the season with a biceps issue. Pulled on the ground to Rizzo. Will take it by himself.
The Judge has 12. Is that the MLB leader?
I believe so.
Thames has been sitting on 11 for a while. Thames and Ryan Zimmerman both with 11 to lead the National League.
That's the call Lester couldn't get. Cardinals lead the Brewers late 2-1 in the 8th. 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss, 1-1.
Just poured it right through there. Go ahead, big fella. See how hard you can hit this one. John Lester tonight, 5 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned. He walked 5, struck out 5, allowed 1 home run through 106 pitches.
Foul tip.
Well positioned to pick up his first win of the year.
And he'll be the first to tell you it wasn't his best outing. Really been a tough luck guy prior to tonight.
Yeah, especially his first 3. I'll tell you the one thing he did tonight. You know, we mentioned Toby Basler, the home plate umpire, wasn't calling that low strike, and John didn't give into it. You know, sometimes you get a little frustrated and you just start throwing the ball over the heart of the plate. Like, okay, here you go. He ended up walking 5, but still stayed out of the middle of the plate and allowed just the 2 earned runs.
First strikeout for Edwards, 2 outs in the inning. Andres Blanco. Switch hitting utility man, now playing first. Enjoyed having him here as a Cub. 2009, 53 games. Former Royal, Cub, and Ranger. He's been with the Phillies since 2014. He's had some stretches of no big league time. 07, 08, 12 and 13. This is his 10th major league season. 33 years old. Swung at a pitch that almost hit him. It's 1-2.
Watch the cutting action on this fastball. Almost pulled a Rizzo. In 2015, Blanco had 233 at-bats for the Phillies, the most he's ever had in a major league season. Been one of those bubble guys up and down from AAA, part-time player.
Edwards 1-2 pitch. Downstairs for a ball. Two outs, nobody on. Cubs lead 8-3. Games into the series, we have not had a starter go more than 5 innings for either team. Zobrist coming in, and he makes the grab, and Edwards works a 1-2-3 sixth.
Welcome back to Wrigley Field. Bottom of the sixth we go. This is your Miller Lite game report. The big bat from Javier Baez creating some separation for the Cubs here tonight. Before that, it was Kyle Schwarber, a big 3-run home run in the fourth, his 4th of the year. And before the game, guys, he said he felt like he was really close, a game of millimeters. And he said all he needed to do was make that slight adjustment. And he felt like he was in a really good position all season. He's been telling us, keep in mind, this isn't new scenery for me. I led off when I was in college, and I even did it some in 2015, and he alluded to Jason Hayward, of course, guys, being moved in the middle of his big league career.
Kelly, thank you, as Hernandez had to cover a lot of ground to retire Bryant.
Yeah, and I think the whole key, and it's not as easy for a relatively inexperienced player. And remember, Kyle hasn't had a ton of playing time yet at the big league level. Is just to remain calm when you're going through a funk like he was, to understand that it's going to come around. You know, most guys will say it, but inwardly they're just churning and frustrated and getting out of their game a little bit, and that's human nature. But the best, the guys that can kind of stay calm, deal with the process, maybe less so than the results, usually have an easier time getting out of those funks.
2-0 to Rizzo. Members of the Chicago Fire conduct the 7th inning stretch coming up. 3-0.
Well, let's see how aggressive he's going to be here on this 3-0 offer. Place cutter. That was his uncle's signature pitch. Al had that great cut fastball.
Strike 2. Fill it up.
Staying in.
Popped up. Franco, the only infielder over there, and he's got it in shallow left. Make sure you follow Patrick Mooney, our Cubs insider, all season long at csnchicago.com, presented by nationwide agent Jeff Vukovich. Go to jeffvuk.com or follow him on social media. Nationwide is on your side. Two down, it's Zobrist, who's lined out, walked, and doubled in a run.
Yeah, last few days, he's been on the ball, hitting it sharply. Results haven't always been there, but contact's been good.
Zobrist. Russell waiting. Ball to first. Blanco feeds Leiter. Cubs go in order for the first time tonight. They've got a big lead. as we get into the 7th inning. Chicago Fire night here at the ballpark, and Dax McCarty with the Fire, and you're going to be joined by a couple of your teammates coming up. How you doing?
Doing well, doing real well. Glad to be here.
How's the team playing these days? I think you're about 500, right?
Yeah. So playing pretty well for the most part at home. On the road, we've had 2 road games recently where we've performed pretty well, but haven't gotten the desired result, which happens in sports, as you know. But overall, I think it's been a good start to the season.
Is there much of a home field advantage in soccer?
Yes, absolutely. Big home field advantage in soccer. I think, obviously, you guys being around the Cubs all the time, you feed off the energy of the crowd. I think that in soccer, it's a huge advantage, and our fans are very good at that.
Way high.
The challenge in baseball sometimes is to be able to peel back when there's a lot of energy and a lot of emotion. You got to kind of restrain yourself. In soccer, I'm guessing it's more of it helps fuel you because that's a go kind of sport.
Absolutely. Yeah, and like you said, in baseball, you have a couple pauses, switching innings and whatnot. In soccer, you got halftime, and that's about it.
Schwarber makes a catch. Got Fire action coming up on CSN. The Galaxy coming up. Colorado at home on Wednesday, May 17th. That'll be on Plus. Do you have a favorite road facility?
Oh man, a lot of good road trips. I'd say one of my favorite ones is Toronto for sure. I know a lot of people might be surprised by that, but Toronto is an unbelievable city. It's a great city, great fans, big stadium. The soccer culture up there is vibrant, and it's very electric. So I really enjoy going to Toronto. And then obviously our next road trip out in LA is always fun. Weather's always perfect, and you get to go to LA. So it's always a pleasure going out there.
You got a nice stadium in Portland as well. It used to be their AAA baseball stadium.
They've turned that stadium into something really cool.
They really have, yeah. 8-3 Cubs, 7th inning. So why didn't you get to throw out the first pitch? How did that work out?
I'd say that we've got a guy on our team who he's a pretty big deal. He's a pretty big deal, but he's also a really good guy, and he's a guy who's he's won a few more big trophies than I have. So I'd say he probably took first precedent over me, but he enjoys the Chicago sports scene like we all do. I was a little disappointed in his throw, I've got to be honest. We practiced a little bit earlier. He practiced with me. He was throwing in some heat. I was catching for him, and the expectation was that he was going to bring a little bit more of a fastball rather than a looper.
Bastian Schweinsteiger with the first pitch. 2 outs here in the inning.
So there you are. You're kind of
exactly.
See?
There. So he was getting into it. He was warming up his arm a little bit. I was telling him, hey man, you can bring the heat a little bit more. That's it. The third throw is the one that got me the most. I don't know if you guys get to see that one, but that third throw was impressive.
Here's Herrera with 2 outs. Cubs lead 8-3. Into left, going to be caught. All right, Dax, here we go. We'll grab the headset from you, and we'll get ready for the 7th inning stretch. Brought to you by Mazda with the Fire.
Conductors for Take Me Out to the Ball Game, members of the Chicago Fire. What's going on, Chicago? Let's go, baby! All right, Gary, let's do this. A 1, a 2, a 3. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever get back, for it's root for the Cubbies. If they don't win, it's a shame, or it's one. Sure out at the old ball
Good luck. Thanks, Dak. Oh, 1 on Addison Russell. It's a popular group. About 30 people in here. Photographers, we had paparazzi. That was fun.
Yeah, I'd like to get out there and watch them play.
It's a great sport. Hector Rondon in the Cubs bullpen. Ground ball is short. Galvis to Blanco for the out.
Follow Cubs baseball live with the MLB.com at-bat mobile app. Stay connected to the game's best players all season long with Game Day, a live game video highlights, radio broadcasts, stats, news, and more. Download MLB.com at-bat today. It's your #1 app for live baseball.
Nothing on Jason Hayward.
White Sox rolled out their 3 Garcia outfield again tonight. And they are beating the Royals 6-0. Well, they had beaten the Royals 6-0. 8 shutout innings for Jose Quintana tonight.
Not that you would consider doing something else at this point. I mean, where would you rather be than watching Cubs baseball? As Hayward takes the walk, but with a 5-run lead, you may be thinking, well, this game feels like it's in hand. Well, Javier Baez is a double away from the cycle, and JD, this is a National League game, and he is batting 9th. And I've got to wonder if a 9-hitter in the history of the National League has ever hit for the cycle.
That is a great question. My guess would be no.
Matt Caesar is on deck in the pitcher spot.
And a wild one in LA tonight. The Giants scored 4 in the top half of the second. The Dodgers have answered with 5 in the bottom of the second.
More stellar work from Carl Edwards Jr. this evening. Faced 6, retired them all. One is too close to Contreras. I did get a tweet that said Dan Welter of the Philadelphia A's hit for the cycle in 1907, but that would have been in the American League. Out at second, safe at first. From a 9-year-old dreaming of a trip to Wrigley to an overnight social media sensation. Meet Colt and the Kyler family and their passion for the Chicago Cubs. Field of dreams come true. Tonight on In the Loop, prime after Cubs postgame live. Caesar off the bench for Edwards.
Perhaps you're wondering who hit the first home run in National League history?
I was.
A fellow by the name of Ross Barnes for the Chicago White Stockings. 1876 on this date.
First National League homer.
Off the Cincinnati Reds hurler by the name of Cherokee Fisher. The next day, the Chicago Tribune reported Barnes, coming to bat with 2 men out, made the finest hit of the game, straight down to the left field carriages for a clean home run. It was written back in the day like those old-fashioned movie reels. More useless trivia. You can stump your friends with that. Now you know Ross Barnes hit the first home run in the history of the National League.
Yeah.
Good take.
Phillies were running off the field. They thought it was strike 3.
Not tonight.
Fly center field. Routine for Herrera, and he's got it. We go to the 8th. Cubs lead 8-3.
All digital no-fee loan now at eclicklending.com. eClick is located right here in Chicagoland and rated A+ by the Better Business Bureau. eClick Lending, boom, your mortgage just happened. Has that read always come with that boom in the background?
Not that I'm aware of.
Good work then, whoever inserted the boom. Well done. Boom, boom, out go the lights. Here comes Boom Boom Rondon. Got an ERA of 0.96 for 10 appearances, 9 1/3, 3 hits. Very stingy in that department. He's walked 5, struck out 11. Until Carl Edwards entered this game, there had not been a 3-up, 3-down inning for either side. He posted a couple of them. Passes the baton to Hector. Feature that first pitch slider a bunch this year.
There it is, and it's off the inside. 1-0 on Franco. Phillies a 10-2 winner last night. Cubs lead 8-3 here tonight. Two more to go in this series. Short right. Zobrist. The Cubs are introducing a game-changing new premier experience here at Wrigley Field with seats featuring prime views and access to an exclusive club. The experience will allow fans to enjoy Cubs baseball in a whole new way. Visit CubsPremier.com to join the Premier Client Priority List. Jake Arrieta will pitch tomorrow night against Jared Eichhoff. Matchup of right-handers here on CSN. And then Thursday afternoon series finale. John Lackey for the Cubs, Zach Eflin for the Phillies.
I thought he was an actor, Disney Channel guy or something. Zach Eflin.
Close.
There's the former closer, Hector Neris. He's been scuffling.
Hayward waves off Zoe, and he's got it. 2 outs.
11 in a row retired by Cubs pitching.
Brock Stassi takes a strike. He was the last guy to make the opening day roster. Non-roster invitee.
Yeah, I remember that story in spring training.
He was pretty excited.
Yeah. When he made the club, opened to tears.
Double-A Eastern League. He was the MVP 2 years ago. And in the minor leagues, he has pitched at least one time in each of the last 4 seasons. A 1.74 ERA and 9 relief appearances. Called strike 3. Bullpen has been perfect so far. Home run time. Bryant in the first, Baez in the third, and then Schwarber, the big blow, 3-run homer, 4th inning.
Here's Baez, a double away from a cycle. Facing new Philly pitcher Hector Neris. Got a very good split finger pitch.
Yeah, that was it.
He tried there. The last time he was on the mound, he allowed back-to-back home runs against the Dodgers. In the 9th, saw a 5-2 lead slip away. Ultimately suffered the 6-5 loss.
That's National League player batting 9th. It's happened in the American League, but never in the NL. Popped up. I think that's going to find the seats. It does. Toast of the game is presented by Benny's Beverage Depot. It is hobby time.
First pitch curveball from Hellickson. He sat on it, hammered it. Solid single to center. And this may be the most impressive swing. 3-bagger to right, homered in that direction. Well, more towards right center last night. But good to see him stay on it and go the other way.
Benny's Beverage Depot is the official champagne provider of the Chicago Cubs. drop. And he's going to hold it a single.
he was thinking about it, though.
Yeah. Made the right decision, though. How about 4 for 4? That'll work.
That sure will. A little pop up in the shallow right, and he's going hard down the line, thinking maybe, can I, should I? No. Drop anchor.
That glare by Schwarber. I love it. Third time in Baez's career he's compiled 4 hits in a game.
Neris last year struck out 102 batters in 80 and a third innings of work.
Wade Davis getting ready for a non-save spot. The end of the bat, and it's going to carry all the way out to Herrera. The final in New York, Yankees 11, Blue Jays 5. Albert Almora Jr. off the bench. For Bryant. Now the Diamondbacks for real. Beat the Nationals 6-3 tonight.
Scoring a bunch of runs, aren't they?
Now 17-11 after that win tonight.
Third in the league in runs scored coming into play tonight. Second in ERA. That's the surprising thing.
Ground ball into left. Long run over by Altair. Baez to third. Almora with the single.
Good work by Almora off the bench. Gets the hands pulled in, gets the head out in front, and off he goes.
Red Sox beat the Orioles 5-2 tonight, but that was not the big story. Chris Sale threw behind Manny Machado in that game in the first inning. Foul tip by Rizzo, and Adam Jones of the Orioles got an extended standing ovation from the Fenway crowd the night after he was taunted with some racial epithets, had a bag of peanuts thrown at him. Ground ball to second. They'll go 4-6-3. And we'll go to the ninth. Cubs leading by 5. And seasonings called to the pen, called grilling flavor up to the bigs. Here is big Wade Davis.
Yeah, Wade, as we mentioned earlier, we showed you that the graphic with he and Edwards. Dominant stuff. 6 out of 6 in save opportunities with an ERA of 0, 10 1/3, just 4 hits, a couple of walks, 12 punch outs for the veteran right-hander. Had a couple of days off.
Baez now at third. Zobrist at second. Hayward in right. Almora in center.
Rondon sharp tonight, 3 up, 3 down with a strikeout.
Ball 1. To Galvis. Last chance, maybe, probably, to extend his career best hitting streak to 14. Two and one. Second, it is Zobrist.
I heard a fun fact today.
Yeah, let me have it.
There are more molecules of water in a cup of water than there are cups of water in all the oceans of the world combined.
Wow, that makes my head hurt. Who told you that? Kyle Hendricks?
Neil deGrasse Tyson.
The professor.
You knew that. He was probably
He would say, yeah.
well aware of that.
He would say, yeah, and what's your point,
Yeah.
JD?
What else is new?
So you're saying molecules are pretty tiny.
Yeah. Lots of them.
Davis thought he had him.
That's a point we've made a few times this year, and well worth making time and time again. What separates Wade Davis from so many of these high leverage relievers is his command. He's not just a blow and go, going to just hump up and try to throw it by you. He can really pitch. Good breaking stuff, great fastball command. And I think he's a guy, especially in a situation like this, he's gonna go out there more with a pitcher's mentality too, with his 5-run lead. Not air it out, not reach back and try to throw his best fastball with every pitch.
Swing and a miss. 2 down. Continuing a string started by Edwards, who went 2 scoreless. Since he came into the game, the Phillies have not had a base runner. Popped up. Shallow right. Zobrist wants it. Cubs win. Cubs win. 8-3 the final. 4-game series off to a 1-1 start. Javier Baez with one of the better offensive games of his young career.
Yeah, 4-hit night for Baez. Comes up just short of the cycle. Kyle Schwarber, who had been scuffling with a big home run. And dominant work by the bullpen here tonight.
4 perfect innings to finish him off as John Lester gets his first win of the year. And he has Jeremy Hellickson his first loss of the season.
Yeah, after a pretty dismal night at the ballpark last night with the weather and the outcome, much better results here this evening.
Waiting for Kelly to talk to one of the Cubs stars tonight, and it will be Javier Baez, who homered, singled, tripled in 2, singled again, and he's standing by with Kelly Chrome.
Well, Javi, what a night. An aggressive turn there at first in your last at bat. How much were you thinking a double there?
Oh, 110%. I tried, as soon as I saw the right field really far from the ball, I was hurrying to get to second, but I knew I didn't have the chance, so.
You heard the crowd chanting, I'm sure, as well. Well, 2 home runs in 2 nights. You go 4 for 4 tonight. You told us just a week ago that sometimes you get off to a slow start like this, but assess where you are at the plate now.
Yeah. I mean, I usually start really slow, so I didn't give up. Keep trying and trying, and there it is again.
Okay, well, we're getting ready to show a picture here to our viewers, but last night you tweeted out that you changed your hair back to the normal thing. Is that just your superstitious way of getting back to yourself there in the box?
Nah, not really. I mean, I knew it was about to be one swing, and I was going to be back at the plate, so I thought it was time to come back to regular with my hair. I actually did half and half, so I got I got it in the back. So, you know.
Business in the front, party in the back?
Yeah, I go half and half.
Javi, it was a blast. Congratulations. What a night. Go enjoy it with your teammates.
Thank you, guys.
Well, there you guys have the whole story now for everything. Big night for Javier Baez. Cubs get a big win tonight.
All right, Kelly, and Javier Baez receives a gift card courtesy of James and Sons Fine Jewelers. Join us tomorrow, 6:30, for a pregame coverage here on CSN as the Cubs host the Phillies in Game 3. For JD, for Kelly, and our entire crew here at Wrigley Field, Len Casper with your final score. Cubs 8, Phillies 3. Stay tuned. Blue Cross Blue Shield Cubs Postgame Live is next.